discuss from where we left in the previous video. In the previous video, I have already explained about the rational number, irrational number, primes, co-primes, real numbers. So next thing is Euclid's division lemma, but this is not in your syllabus. इसको सिलेबस से हटा दिया गया इस साल के लिए. So I will not discuss Euclid's division lemma. Next thing is fundamental theorem of arithmetic. What is this theorem? What it says? It says every composite number can be expressed as a product of primes, and this factorization is unique apart from the order in which the prime factors occur. ये डेफिनेशन आप एनसीईआरटी में देख सकते हो. What it says, let me explain what it says. In the previous video I have already explained every natural number is either prime or composite except one. One is neither prime nor composite. So except one, let's say I take 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, let's say 4. So we can write 4 as 2 multiplied by 2. So this theorem says that 4 can be factorized in only one way. Like here 2 is prime, 2 is another prime. We are getting 2 raised to the power 2, you can call it. There is no other way to factorize this. Take some other number. Let's say 28. Factorize it. 2 into 7 means 2 square into 7. We are getting 2 here, 2 twice, and 7 we are getting once. The thing is, order is not important. Suppose you divide this number by 7 first, then what we will get? 4. Then we will again divide by 2, then again by 2. But the thing is, we will get 2 twice and 7 one time. So every composite number can be expressed as a product of primes. These are prime numbers, 2 as well as 7. And this factorization is unique. Unique means that these numbers, sequence is not important. Suppose someone writes this like this, 7 into 2 into 2. Still 7 is once and 2 is twice. So uniqueness simply means that order is not important. The numbers that we are getting is the same number. 2 here twice, 7 once. So I think you have understood this theorem, fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Now I am going to do some of the questions from NCERT book, exercise 1.2. So question number 1, exercise 1.2. Here we have 5 parts. Out of these, I am going to do 2 or 3 parts. Rest 2 you can do it yourself. So let me explain. First one, 140. We want to factorize this. Express each number as a product of its prime factors. तो इसे मैं प्राइम फैक्टर्स के रूप में फैक्टराइज करना है. तो क्या करना है पहले? तो हमें सबसे पहले जो ट्राई करना है लीस्ट प्राइम नंबर. आई एम गोइंग टू राइट इट हियर. 2 इज द लीस्ट, देन कम्स 3, देन कम्स 5, देन कम्स 7, then comes 11, then comes 13, then comes 17, 19, 23, so on. So firstly, we will try to divide this by 2 if it is divisible. Of course it is divisible by 2, since if, look, किसी भी नंबर के एंड में अगर इवन नंबर हो लाइक 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, इट मीन्स कि दैट नंबर विल बी डिविजिबल बाय 2. Again we are getting 0. Again it is divisible 2. Now we are not getting 0, but we are getting 5. Any number ending in 5 is divisible by 5. So divide by 5. Now 7 itself is a prime number, therefore it will be divisible only by 1 in itself. So we are going to divide by 7. 7 1 is 7. Now write it like this: 140 equals to what? 2 into 2 into 5 into 7 equals to 2 square into 5 into 7. So we have already factorized this. So this is the factorization of 140. Now let me do part 4 of question number 1. So I am going to do, you can note it down, part 4. Question number 1, part 4. It's 5005. 5005. It's 5005. Look, just now I told you, any number ending in 5 or 0, it will be divisible by 5. So first we will divide by 5. We are getting what? 1001. अब यहाँ थोड़ी मुश्किल आएगी, दिक्कत आएगी आप लोगों को, नेक्स्ट नंबर कौन सा होगा जिससे डिविजिबल होगा. तो हमें एक सीक्वेंस में जाना है. इवन नहीं था तो 2 से इट्स नॉट डिविजिबल. इन सबको आप सम करके देखो. 5 plus 0 plus 0 plus 5. Rule is, if the sum of these numbers is divisible by 3, then this number will also be divisible by 3. It is not divisible by 3, and therefore we opted for 5. It is obviously divisible by 5. Now we will try next number. Next number in sequence is 7. So try to divide by 7. Is it divisible? Let us see. 7 1 is 7. What we are getting? So it is divisible by 7. Now again check by 7. No. Now what is the next number, next prime, next to 7? I will written the order. It's 11. Now divide by 11. Now 13 is itself a prime number. 13 1 is 13. So finally we are getting 5 into 7 into 11 into 13. And this is the prime factorization of the composite number 5005. So I think you have understood the concept. How to do this? Sequence is not important. Firstly, if you divide it by 7 or by 5, by changing the order, factors won't change. But if you move in a sequence in a proper way, then it becomes easier for you to solve the question, and it will take lesser time. So please note it down. Now the next, I only did first and fourth part. Now I'm moving on to question number 2. Rest of the parts you can try. In case of doubt, you can write me in comments so that I can I will explain that question in the next video. So I am going to explain now question number 2. How to find LCM and HCF of two prime numbers by prime factorization method. Now question number 1. 3 parts are there. I will just explain one. Main thing is concept. So 26 and 91. Let me factorize 26. Just now as I told you, 26. 2 and 13. So 26 equal to 2 into 13. Now let us factorize 91. Next number is 91. If you know the table, 7 so 91, 7 into 13. 13 7 is 91. Now what is the meaning of SCF? HCF of 26 and 91. SCF simply means highest common factor between these two numbers. Look, 2 is here but 2 is not here, so we can't take 2. 13 is here, 13 is also here, so we can take 13. 7 is here but not here, so we can't take 7. तो हम उन्हीं नंबर्स को ले सकते हैं जो दोनों जगह पे कॉमन होगा. तो SCF is 13. Now how to find the LCM? What is the full form? Least common multiple. इसका मतलब क्या है? What is the meaning of least common multiple? Least common multiple simply means we want a number which comes in the table of both 26 as well as 91 both. So how to get the LCM? Now we have already factorized these two numbers. So firstly what we will do is you write all the different prime numbers. Either it is here or it is here. So 2, 7 and 13. These are different prime numbers. 2 is here, 7 is here and 13 is present in both of the numbers. But still we will write it once. Now let's say, suppose just if it is 13 square, then you will have to take that number in which power is greater. Then I would have written 13 square here. So this is the only difference. Now multiply this. I think it's 182.40. So this is the LCM. So this is the way we can find out the LCM and SCF by prime factorization method. Now rest two parts I am laying for you people to do it first, because it's question number 3rd. Here also I am going to do one problem of LCM and SCF. So how to find the LCM and SCF if three numbers are given. Question number 1. Question 3rd. Question 3rd, first part. It's 12, 15, 21. 12, 15 and 21. So factorize it. 2 6 2 3 3 1. Now 12 equals to 2 square into 3. 15 equal to 3 into 5. 21 equal to 3 into 7. So what will be the SCF? As I told you, see the common. I think 3, this thing. 3 is here, here and here. We will take that number which is present in all the 3 numbers as a factor. So SCF is 3. What about LCM? So firstly, you will have to write all the different prime factors. Now what are the different prime factors? From 12 we can take 2 as well as 3. Write it once only. Then from here we can take 5, from here we can take 7. Now see if the power differs. Now here power of 2 is 2 square, so we will have to take 2 square. In this question already I have explained this. you have to take the highest power of that number. But the power of 3 here is 1, here also 1, here also 1. So here also it will remain 1. Now multiply these numbers. 5 4 ja 20, 3 ja 60, 7 ja 420. So we are getting 420 as LCM of these three numbers. So now I am moving on to question number 4. Now we have a formula HCF of two numbers a comma b multiplied by LCM of two numbers equals to product of the numbers. This is the formula. But make sure this formula is only applicable for two numbers, not more than two. Then formula will change. And we are going to discuss only for two numbers here, because it is only this much is in your syllabus. So we are given LCM is given, HCF is given to be 9. We know the, now from here we can write it as LCM of AB equals to what? A multiplied by B and divided by HCF of AB. तो इससे हमने इसको ट्रांसफॉर्म कर लिया. हमने क्या किया, तो हमने एलसीएम को ऐड दिया एलसीएस में, आरसीएस में दिस ये इनटू में है तो राइट साइड में जब उसको शिफ्ट किया तो डिवीजन में आ गया. इनटू बिकम्स डिवीजन, डिवीजन बिकम्स इनटू इफ यू चेंज दिस साइड. नाउ पुट द वैल्यूज. नाउ वी हैव द नंबर्स. Numbers are 306 and 6. So numbers are 306 and 657. So into 657. And HCF is given to be 9. HCF is given to be 9. अब इसको बस सिंप्लीफाई करना है, कट कर लें बस. 9 से जा रहा है ये, 9 से 27, 9 4 जा. We are getting 34 into 657. Now you people have to multiply this number, so you will get the answer. Double 2, double 3, 8. So you need to multiply it, just simple multiplication. So we have finished question number 4. So now we are going to solve question number 5. There is one solved question in the NCERT book, example 5. It is of similar nature, but there it is 4 raised to the power n, here it is 6 raised to the power n. Now try to grasp the concept. It says, check whether 6 raised to the power n can end with the digit 0. अब इसको एक सिंपल तरीके से, सिंपल इसका कहना क्या जा रहा है, व्हाट 6 के हम कोई पावर लें, नेचुरल पावर लें, नेचुरल नंबर. लेट्स से 6 raised to the power 1, we are getting 6. 6 square, we are getting 36. 6 cube, we are getting 2 and 6. So in this way, if we take any power, can we get 0 here in the last of this number? Can we get 0? Question is this. So try to grasp the concept. Now how to do this? We can't keep on doing this. 6 square, 6 cube, 6 raised to the power 4, 6 raised to the power 5. Because it is a non-ending process. It will lead us to nowhere. So we'll have to apply something, some rule, some theorem. So we have the fundamental theorem of arithmetic and its uniqueness. So let us factorize this number 6. 2 into 3 raised to the power n means we are getting 2 raised to the power n into 3 raised to the power n. It simply means we are getting 2n times as well as 3n times. If we factorize 6 raised to the power n, we are getting 2 how many times? We are getting 2 into 2 into 2 up to n times. Into 3 into 3 into 3 up to n times. Now look, so when we factorize this, we are getting only 2 and 3 as its factor. But one thing is for sure, any number which ends in 0, it must contain 2 as well as 5 as one of its factor, and which is not here. 2 is here but 5 is not here. But the condition is, unless you can take any example, let's say 10, you were getting 2 into 5, any number ending in 0, 30. So factorize it, 2 into 15, then 2 into 3 into 5, we are getting 2 and 5. So any number ending in 0, you will get at least 1 and at least 1 5. But in this case, we are not getting 5, and therefore we can conclude that this number cannot end in 0. So now simply you can write it in your own words and take the example of help of example number 5th in the NCERT. There it is 4 to the power n. Writing it for you. Since 6 raised to the power n does not contain 5 as its factor, which is necessary condition for any number to end in 0 according to this. So this will never end. You can write does not end in 0 for any natural number. Note down this. Now I am doing question number 6. It's a simple one. If you have seen the last video and understood the concept of prime number as well as composite, so it's given 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13. Question number 6, 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13. Now we can take 13 as common. What we are getting is 7 into 11 plus 1 means we are getting 13 into 78. Now as I told you in the previous video, I have explained any natural number other than 1 is either prime or composite. But this number is not prime since it is divisible by 13 as well as 78. Whereas this number should be divisible only by 1 in itself, but 13 is not the number, 78 is not the number. So it is divisible 13 and 78 and therefore it is composite. And likewise the next one is also very simple. You can solve it for yourself. 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 plus 5. So here we can take 5 as common. So what we are left with 7 into 6 into 4 into 3 into 2 plus 1. Again this number is divided by 5 as well as this number, whatever value it comes. So therefore it is composite. Since I had explained the concept of composite number, so I don't need to elaborate it much. So now the last question of this exercise. The question is, suppose it's a park. It's a circular park. Two persons, Sonia and Ravi. Both start from, let's say, point A. At the same time, one takes 18 minutes to complete one round, another takes 12 minutes to complete one round. So it's asking in the question, if they started at the same time, let's say 10 a.m. they started. Since one is moving faster than the other, so it's obvious if Sonia is taking 18 minutes to complete one round, means at 10:18 Sonia will be here, whereas Ravi is completing in 12 minutes, so he will be ahead of Sonia. So we want to answer at what time they will meet again at the point A. So we want to find out the least common multiple of these two numbers, which is 12 and 18. So this you can simply find out just by doing prime factorization method. We need a number which is least common multiple, means least which is present in the table of 18 as well as in the table of 12. So it is obviously 36. So here we are finished with exercise 1.2.